Hey guys, I'm back again with another video, and this time I'll be showing you on how you can set your graphics in PUBG PC Lite so that you can spot enemies easier and faster. Now let me be clear that this video is not about how you can improve your performance by lowering your graphics or anything. Instead, it's just a tutorial featuring simple things that should be kept in mind before you set your in-game graphics for a competitive gameplay. So hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Techster 1504. My name is Utsav, and without wasting any further time, let's start this video. Now before I begin, let me tell you that this video will be a part of the series where I'll help you to get better at playing this game with several detailed tutorials, which weapon is better in what conditions, how you can control a gun's recoil, how to get better at aiming, and several other unique videos. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, then I'll highly recommend you to do so. Now with that said, let's begin. So here we are at the training camp. I've chosen this place because it'll be the perfect place to show you the real life effects that the settings will have and how the enemies will appear in the real game. So let me show you on why the highest and lowest settings preset are not the optimum settings. For that, let's open the settings option, and in here first let's select the lowest preset. Okay, so the first demerit of using this preset is that it blows away all the details inside the game, due to which the game looks really ugly. And who loves to play a bad looking game? But our major concern are the jagged lines. As you can see from the examples, since we are using the lowest preset, there are so many pixelated edges that it would be really hard to actually differentiate an enemy with the surroundings, as while moving, the pixel seems to move as well, giving us a false impression of an enemy which might confuse us a lot. So the lowest preset isn't perfect at all. And when we switch to the highest settings, the game becomes a lot more detailed, but due to the detail, it will be hard to spot enemies which have similar looking appearance to that of its surroundings. Let me show you an example. As you can see here that due to the character having the same colored outfit as the rock, it blends into the surroundings, making it difficult to spot. And when we lower the settings to the very low preset, the character can be differentiated easily from the surroundings, making it easier to spot. So how should we balance and set the graphics such that we get the most benefit from it? So first of all, let me go to the settings option, and here I'll go through each and every options briefly, explaining you what to do. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is increase the anti-aliasing to the ultra settings. Now doing this will remove most of the jagged lines, and it will give a lot more realistic, not so pixelated look to the game. But this could be a bit heavy on your system if your system is pretty old. So try to go as high as you can without sacrificing any significant frames. But if you'll notice carefully, you'll see that the game now looks a lot more blurry than before, and the sharpness of the game is completely lost. So in order to solve it, increase the post-processing to the max settings that your PC could handle. Now as you can see that the jagged lines are gone and the game looks sharp as well. Now let's talk about shadows. And as I said earlier, the more detailed the game looks, the more easily can the enemies hide in the surroundings. And if you just think about that, if an enemy was hiding here, it would be a lot more difficult for me to actually spot him from a distance, since the grass has a lot more detail to it because of the shadows, making it easier for the enemy to blend in. So it's better to reduce it to the very low or low preset if possible, so as to spot enemies hiding inside the grass or behind trees or objects which have shadows. Now let's talk about the textures. Basically, the shadow and the textures kind of work the same way. So increasing the texture quality can actually make the game look a lot better. But just as I said that our main objective here is to make it easier for us to spot enemies, and with this example we can clearly see that how easily can we miss to spot a target if seen from a distance. So if you do not care about graphics at all, then I'll surely recommend you to decrease it to the lowest values so as to easily make out enemies from their surroundings. But keep in mind that the game will look a lot less realistic. And if you're concerned about the graphics, then still I'll not recommend you to go above medium settings if you don't want to die just because you completely missed to see an enemy standing right in front of you. Keep in mind that more the details, the difficult it will be to spot enemies. Next up is effects. So the effects option has nothing to do with spotting enemies. It's basically the details that you'll see when you fire a weapon or explosion of a grenade. So you can surely go for the ultra settings with this one if you'd like. Okay, so foliage is something which defines on how much detail the plants and grass should appear on screen, and this would have played a very important role in the game. But to be honest, I didn't notice any difference whatsoever between the ultra and very low settings, as you can see in the example. so it basically doesn't matter which option you choose. But if it actually did, then I'd have recommended you to go for the lowest preset. And finally, the view distance. So this setting option basically defines on objects from how far will you be able to see. But once again, I didn't notice any difference between the lowest and the highest settings option. I think that this is the case because the game is still in beta testing mode. So I really hope that they fix the foliage and view distance settings so that they can actually affect the game. But still, in case it is fixed by the time you're watching this video, then make sure to set it to the ultra settings so that you can see objects really far from you without any scope. So this was basically it for the video, and this is the settings that I personally use while playing. So if you want, you can match it or tweak it to your own liking as mentioned in this video. So if you like this video, then make sure to leave the like button turned on, share it with your friends and subscribe to see a lot more useful content like this. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Till then, goodbye.